Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, sometimes you got to remind some of these cops that they're not above the law, especially when it's an incident involving a child. Peep this.
It was a young boy down on the ground on his back, being beaten and shoved back down and whipped.
I don't want my dad to get arrested.
Then he kept punching him down on the ground.
It's not like we.
And still through all that, that just goes to show you how much kids love their parents. Not all of them. Not all of them. But that just goes to show you through it all. Through after everything that just happened to that kid. He's in the back crying because he don't want his dad to go to jail. Like,
We spank our kids all the time and we're beating on our children. I mean, my husband's a police officer.
A family vacation takes a shocking turn in Naples, Florida on January 25th, 2025.
and I think this needs to be said. Or let's rephrase that. I think the conversation needs to be had in the difference between a spanking and you just wailing on a kid, on a child. Two different things. Two complete. I got spankings growing up. Pretty sure a lot of y'all got spankings growing up. You know? Sometimes I felt like I wanted to call the police, but I wasn't stupid. You know what I mean? But there's a difference in that and you just wailing and punch and doing all this type of stuff. Craziness.
When witnesses report a man striking a child in broad daylight, the situation takes an unexpected turn when authorities learn the suspect is an off-duty cop, and the child in question is his own 10-year-old son.
Corporal punishment is not illegal in the state of Florida, so if that's why I was stopped, I'm just going to leave my comments there.
The following report is based on official police records, and the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. As the sun sets, a Naples Police Department officer arrives at the scene, where witnesses claim they saw a man striking a child with a belt and tried to stop him from leaving. They wait nearby as the officer prepares to approach the man's white SUV, unaware he's no ordinary suspect.
Trying to think, at what age did your parents stop beating you with a belt? I can't remember what age it was. You know what I mean? It had to be older than 10 years old, or my grandmother, yeah, she caught me good. She caught me good, and I was the kid that tried to go get in the bed and go to sleep real quick, hoping she forget. Nah, bro, she eased the covers off me, woke me up, beat me, and then put me back down to sleep, beat me back to sleep pretty much. Yeah. Come to think of it, I might need to call police on my grandma. She's 90, but so what?
Stay in the car. Get back in the car now. First off, on a traffic stop, you don't jump
I
out of the
apologize.
car.
I'm a police officer. I apologize.
Well, then you should know better.
I apologize.
You have your license on you?
Yes.
Do you have a gun in your sack?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to go for your gun.
I would not touch your gun.
Okay.
Trust me.
The man is identified as 55-year-old Philip Kennedy, who states that he's not only an officer with the Miccosukee Police Department in Miami, but also serves as an acting sergeant.
You know why we stopped you?
Yeah.
What's that?
The incident that happened by the pier?
Okay. Can you explain to me what happened?
What are you getting at? What do you want me to answer?
Well, you said that you know why I'm stopping you.
Well, I believe I know why, but I'd like you to tell me.
Okay.
An officer who just arrived at the scene heads over to speak with one of the witnesses in an effort to learn exactly what they saw happen.
So what'd you witness?
I witnessed a man beating a kid on the sidewalk with a belt.
Okay. And then he got...
Then he got into that car, and he's on the passenger side.
The kid is in the car also?
Kid's in the car also.
Okay. And...
All right, at this stage, at this stage and at this moment, it's different. I guess it's different times because a belt was nothing when I was growing up. So we have to figure out. Somebody got to do a better a better job at explaining or detailing what they saw. Because if you just say belt, then some people are gonna be like, and then some people are gonna be like, oh my God, a belt, never. What do you mean? That's abuse, blah, blah, blah. But it's all perspective based because everybody grew up different. To some people, a belt, call the police, call DFACS, call everybody that you can call to come get this parent and have them arrested and put the child in the system or give them to a family, a relative. So it's all perspective. So for me right now, a belt, I don't see nothing wrong at the moment.
Are you willing to do a statement?
Yes.
Okay.
He's got a gun on him. He's a Mississippi cow. You're probably the best. I don't have kids. You have kids?
All right, sir. You just do me a favor?
Yes.
Just step out of the vehicle.
Absolutely. I'll keep my hands where you can see them.
Mm-hmm.
I already told him I'm a police officer. You guys got nothing to worry about with me.
Right.
I'm not. I know you're doing your job. Put on the hood.
Hold on. I'm just gonna remove the fanny pack.
Absolutely.
All right. You have anything else on you? Any other weapons or anything? All right.
While waiting at the vehicle with Philip's wife, Lisette, an officer attempts to console her son, who is just 10 years old.
It's okay. We're just talking to your dad. That's all we're doing.
Is he gonna get arrested?
We're just talking to him. That's all we're gonna do. Okay?
All right. I'm just gonna get a quick search, right? But
It's just money, credit cards, paperwork, receipts,
okay.
stuff like that.
What happened today?
With all due respect, I don't want to answer any questions without having a lawyer present.
Okay.
The only thing I will say is, as a police officer, I'm pretty abreast in the law. Corporal punishment is not illegal in the state of Florida, so if that's why I was stopped, I'm just going to leave my comments there.
Okay.
With Philip unwilling to speak with police, officers must rely on witness statements to determine whether his disciplinary actions were reasonable or if they crossed the line. As witnesses recount what they saw, the details become increasingly concerning.
It was a young boy down on the ground on his back, being beaten and shoved back down and hit.
Juliet,
This
Alpha,
red
Victor,
belt
Oscar,
or leash
November.
or something. It was weird. I can't believe I saw that.
In a situation like this, would somebody...
Okay, that's a little better. They gave us a little more information this time. Down on the ground, being pushed back down, this, that, and the third. Okay, sounds very, very excessive. You know what I mean? Normally, I recall myself getting beaten. I'm going to continue to use myself as an example. I recall myself, parent having one hand, and you going in that circle. You know what I mean? That circle, as they beating you in the circle. That's what I recall happening. You know what I mean? If you tried to run, I might have tried to run Did you ever notice how good your parents' aim was? I thought my mom was possibly a pitcher for the New York Yankees, bro. She caught me with something one time. But yeah, like we getting a little bit more, but I'm still on the fence at the moment. You know what I mean? She gave a little more information than the previous person they said they spoke to make you go, okay, we might have something here.
Do you have to press charges? Would like the kid have to press charges?
It depends on the extent of what has happened, the injuries. Approximately how old was the child? If you had to guess.
He looked like 9, maybe 10.
Okay, so it wasn't like a 2-3-year-old that was getting whipped. Okay,
No.
okay. I'm not saying it makes it right. I'm just saying it.
I know
Obviously,
where you're coming
contextually,
from.
it
Yeah.
makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does.
Do you know what we're waiting for by any chance?
It's been so much radio traffic, it's hard to decipher which is coming
got
from
you.
where.
I got you. I'm just curious.
While waiting, Philip makes a sudden complaint, prompting action from the officers.
I'm starting to get chest pains. Would you be able to have rescue check me out, please?
You want EMS out here?
Yes.
All right, I got you, man.
Thank you.
Is it sharp, acute, like just happened?
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I asked for the water, hoping, you know.
If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Do you have any history of chest pains or anything like that? Anything that like I should let EMS know
I've
about?
had chest pains before, yes.
Yeah, chest pains
I
before.
went to the hospital, yes.
Okay.
The officer calls for paramedics to evaluate Philip, while another interviews the witnesses who initially called 911.
When he was hitting the kid,
Yeah.
how was he hitting him? Like,
hard, very hard.
Right, but like, what was the motion of it? Was it overhead?
Yeah.
Or was it like down here?
No, like this.
He was coming from
like
over his
hitting
head?
Like it, when you hit a dog, that he's because he's mad. He was very mad. He told the kid, "Don't do that. Don't do that."
Okay, and you said that the kid fell to the ground?
Yeah, the kid fell to the
and
ground.
Then he
went like
and
this.
the kid was covering up, trying to prevent from being hit again,
Yeah.
and then he was hit again?
No, he did it one time.
Only one hit?
Yeah, only one time.
Lisette will later explain exactly what led to such a reaction from Philip. For now, the paramedics arrive to assess his chest pain and express concerns over the young boy.
You want to come and talk to them?
That's what I'm waiting to see. Like, are they going to check the kid for any bruises, any cuts, any abrasions from rubbing the ground or something like that? Are they going to check the kid for that, or possibly have EMS pull him in the back of the ambulance, check him out, something like that? Maybe have child services show up on scene. Maybe they check him out. Somebody needs to check the kid. That's ultimately, I think, how you'll be able to determine what possibly happened or how much pain was inflicted on the child. And then you probably gonna have to get that kid alone, right? Being near his parents, it'll be under the influence. But then how does that even work? Do you have to get consent? I got a lot of questions.
Hi.
What's going on?
That's pain.
Okay.
A sip of water, hopefully get better, but it's starting to get a lot worse.
Okay.
Left arm starting to feel back here. I've had
Was there a second? Was there a kid?
There's an allegation of him slapping her and striking his kid.
Is the kid okay?
Yes. Somebody else is lead on it, but I don't think the kid's injured as far as any medical.
While one officer remains with Philip, another heads with the paramedics to speak to the boy's mother.
Mom?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your son okay?
Yeah.
Okay. No injuries?
No.
So we're trying to figure it out because corporal punishment in the state of Florida is all right.
Yeah.
As long as it hits certain criteria. So we're still trying to figure everything out because we got witnesses over here. We're talking to our sergeant.
All right. If you guys don't mind, before we do it, you can just put eyes on the kid and just let us know if it's good.
Yeah, I got you. I'll walk over there right now and make sure he's all good.
He'll soon speak with the child, but first the officer attempts to alleviate Lisette's concerns for her husband and learns what started the entire ordeal in the first place.
I mean, he's cognizant. He's fine. From what I can tell, he's with everything.
You know, all this big deal.
I understand.
All this for. Do you have children?
I do not have children, ma'am. No.
It's not like we spank our kids all the time and we're beating on our children. I mean, my husband's a police officer. I work in the medical field. We don't,
I got you.
You discipline your children when you need to. We take phones away. We take money away. Like right now, he's only allowed to do karate because he gets bad grades in school. I mean,
I got you. Again, we're just responding to a call.
I don't know, man. Y'all might wanna be cautious putting him in karate. That next beating you might try to get, he might mess around and put you in some type of jujitsu move or something like that. Man, it put you in some Cobra Kai style type stuff like that, bro. Have you in a submission, Dad. You're already having chest pains. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm sure your husband can attest to it too. He's been very cooperative with us.
Yeah, of course he's gonna be. He's been a police officer for over 30 years.
So yeah, and we.
But this gives you anxiety because we've never been on this side of the law.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
We're clean, decent people. We're actually on vacation.
Yeah, honestly, and like I said, we're just responding to something that we got.
And I even paid the guy for the thing. For
the thing?
Well, what happened was there was a shovel in the sand. He found the shovel.
Okay.
Right. He started playing with it. And then we started calling him to come to the pier because we were leaving and, we were standing there watching him. And he threw the shovel in the ocean. And then the man told him, get in the ocean and get my shovel. Mm-hmm. He didn't know that shovel belonged to somebody because he had found it in the sand. And the man goes, that's my daughter's shovel. Go get it. Can't go in the ocean. Mm-hmm. So we started calling him and he told the man, I can't go in the ocean. It's too deep. So he started walking towards me. And when we were getting to the car, the man calls my husband to them, listen, your kid threw my shovel. I turned around, I go, how much is a shovel? And I give him $5 and I walked away.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess after that, then I guess that's when somebody saw my husband spank him in the leg. That's what they're saying. I mean, that's what he said. I mean, and that was it.
Okay.
I even paid the guy the $5.
In the leg? Oh, with the belt. Got you. Okay. Long day. One of those, I was like, in the leg? Huh? Because the person said overhead, but I guess they meant with the belt overhead going to the leg. That's still a long ways, though, because if you drop from back up here and come down, dude's a solid dude as far as being size-wise. So if you drawing from back here, yeah, that might look away to some people. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
No, I got you.
Give me a couple bucks. I give him $5. It was an old shove on me. But all this over that.
Meanwhile, while the initial 911 callers reported seeing the boy struck only once, their statements conflict with other witnesses who were asked to describe the strikes.
How many times? Give me like a roundabout number.
5, 6, 7.
5, 6. Okay. And how did the kid react to being hit?
I think he was struggling and he was defending himself.
He was trying to defend himself.
And
So
the man beat him with the red thing, and his hand was like a whip. But then he kept punching him down on the ground. So there'd be a whip and then a punch.
So he's whipping and punching.
See, now that's gonna get him in trouble right there. The punching. The belt, you might would have got off on that one. But, and again, look at his size. And I'd be willing to say that kid is probably a skinny kid. They won't let us see him, so I don't know. But if he's small, 10 years old, a punch, an actual punch, and I wondered if you drawing back from here, from the head, and striking and throwing, that's definitely excessive.
Yeah.
Okay.
At Philip's request, he's transported away from the scene by ambulance to be examined at a nearby hospital. With Lisette's permission, the officer questions the 10-year-old boy himself just outside their vehicle.
All right. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
You all good?
Yeah.
All right. Where'd your dad discipline you? On the bottom?
Yeah.
On the bottom? Everything all good, though?
Yeah.
All right, man. All right, I just wanted to make sure you're all good. I saw you had some Yu-Gi-Oh cards in there. Yeah? You like Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
How long you been collecting, man?
For like 3 years.
3 years?
And Pokemon.
And Pokemon? All right, well, who's your favorite Pokemon?
Blastoise.
Blastoise? Blastoise is a good choice. I'm more of a fire guy myself, so I gotta go. You ever heard of Blaziken? Karate chicken, I call him? Yeah, it's pretty cool. He said he was disciplined on his right bottom. Or that's what he's like on my bottom, but he like pointed to this side right here. But obviously out in public, that sort of thing, like EMSRA.
All these cameras out here, you don't think they'd be able to get in contact with somebody who lives at a residence here in the area that has maybe some video footage or something to give us something to go by? Even though punching a 10-year-old, and you probably a 30, 40-year-old man, maybe older, punching a 10-year-old, yeah, that's gonna get you arrested.
Left, I can't see any clear signs of bruising or anything on the kid.
Although witnesses and the family provide conflicting accounts, a detective is on the way to examine the boy firsthand and uncover the truth. Meanwhile, officers search for evidence that might corroborate the witnesses' claims.
Man, where's your husband's belt? Is that it right there? No, that's part of your body. He had a red belt, right?
Red? Maybe what they saw red was this, my strap.
Is he still wearing the belt?
I have no idea. He probably would have been wearing the belt.
While waiting with officers earlier, Philip seemed to struggle with his pants due to not wearing.
I noticed that he wasn't wearing the belt. I noticed that earlier. He pulled his pants up. Yeah. For real.
Wearing a belt. It also isn't located in his fanny pack, leaving officers to question where it went. As the detective arrives to the scene, officers fill him in on what they've learned so far.
They watched the dad basically alternate overhand belt strikes and like punched him as well? Yeah, while he was on the ground. The kid doesn't say that, but that's what the first car says. Yeah.
After speaking with witnesses himself, the detective has a few stern questions for Lisette.
So you didn't see your husband?
No, I was with my daughter. I gave the guy the $5 and he started walking.
So far I have two witnesses putting you right behind when the incident happened, right behind your husband, kind of, in view of what happened.
No, my husband and me were going the opposite way. The guy was coming like this.
And then where's your husband's phone?
I don't know. They're looking for the ball, but I don't know.
With Lisette's permission, the detective speaks with the child himself and finally gives him a thorough examination.
Hey, turn around, buddy. You can put your shirt down. Okay, I'm just gonna take one more picture of you, okay? All right, hop in the car for me, okay? The first couple, they said they saw something red, which is the hat. Because he said when he walked in, they threw the. They saw him throw it on the dashboard, so that's gonna be a hat.
No, I know it said a red hat. But...
And then the kid does have a.
Yeah, he's got a welt on
You
his
see it
back.
right there?
Yep.
And then this right there. So it was at least 2 hits that hit him.
The family is escorted back to the police station, where officers search the family vehicle and find what they've been looking for.
Anything? Where'd you find that?
In
the glove box?
Yeah. I don't know if that's the belt.
It's definitely a belt, though.
Reports state that the victim raised his shirt and showed 2 raised red marks on his back and ribs, matching the width of Philip Kennedy's belt. With the investigation complete, officers determined Philip's actions exceeded reasonable corporal punishment and arrest him at the hospital, where medical staff attribute his chest pain to anxiety. On his way to jail, he remains cordial, attempting small talk with the arresting officers.
How long you been on?
I want to say like about a year.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to thank you both for your professionalism.
I appreciate it, man.
I respect.
No problem.
I respect.
Situation.
Yeah, it's really for everybody. But I appreciate the way you guys have handled it. You have my respect. And unfortunately, I've been in your guys' shoes too, and it's been the other way around. So I know both sides.
Yeah.
It sucks.
55-year-old Philip Kennedy was later charged with child abuse without causing great bodily harm, given a bond of $10,000, and ordered to relinquish his firearms. On January 30th, 2025, Philip entered a plea of not guilty. On February 28th, 2025, Lisette filed an affidavit requesting the court dismiss all charges, as well as the court's no-contact order. According to media reports, the Miccosukee Police Department placed Kennedy on administrative leave while the case remains ongoing.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't. The fact that the kid had the bruising is what got me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You might have went a little too far. You might have got upset. You know what I'm saying? You can't control. You possibly couldn't control your anger, got upset with the kid. Maybe it been irritating you all day. You're on vacation. I don't know what it was that caused you to go too far. You know what I mean? And it's a tough place to be in, because if you're pro discipline and spanking your kid, then you may not see this as bad, or you might say, okay, it was a little excessive with the punching, or a lot excessive with the punching and the bruising, but you're still for kids getting a spanking. Now, there are others who will not agree with any of it, and they don't believe in spankings, and that's just how things have been since forever, and how they're probably going to continue to be, because I don't think people are going to give up spankings or spanking their children. They're not. They believe in it. That's how they were brought up, and that's how they will continue on, and it'll go on. But interested to see what y'all think, though.
Now at 8, a family demanding answers tonight after a visitor was found dead inside a California state prison.
KCAL News assignment editor Mike Rogers back at the desk. Now, Mike, you spoke with the family. Lots of questions tonight about how this could happen.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of questions, to say the least, in this situation. And just before the show, I had a chance to speak with the family of this woman. Her name is Stephanie. She went up to Mule Creek State Prison. That's up in Amador County. She went there to have a series of nights with her husband in a family visiting unit of the prison. I want to show you some pictures of Stephanie while I tell you exactly what happened here, because according to the Amador County Sheriff's Department and CDCR, at some point in the middle of the night, the person that she was in there to visit, by the way, convicted of 4 murders here in Los Angeles County in the 1990s, called into the prison staff to say she wasn't breathing. It wasn't for another 2 weeks after her death that her family was notified that something seemed suspicious about the case. And it wasn't until last Friday that they were finally notified that this, in fact, was a homicide, that she died by strangulation. Now, the man she was in there to see, her husband, has not been charged, has not even been named as a suspect to us when we inquired about the case. Tonight, the family is remembering her, and they're frustrated about what was allowed to happen in that prison.
She would do toy drives during the holiday to give back to the community. She was just a very giving person.
Is very.
So wait a minute. So while doing or having, what do you call those, conjugal visits, to which I didn't even know they still do that. I always thought that was like a safety issue. But you can't knock a person, because if you were on the other side of that, you would want your conjugal visit. So I get it. I always had questions about that, right? Then the irony. In there, the person in there for murder does what? Murder. Shocking. This is insane. I guess she figured he did that to somebody else. He won't do it to me. But what? This is one of those cases where you're like, what? So I guess no, he just ruined it for everybody. I know everybody in that prison mad now, because you just messed up all conjugals for everybody.
Frustrating, especially because they haven't charged anything yet. They just know that it's a homicide, but nobody's been charged or prosecuted or anything. So it's a very frustrating role, because we know it was just him and her in the room, nobody else. No supervision, no phones. They take her phone, they take all her belongings. So what hope does she have?
They are accountable. You know, it was my mother's choice as a grown woman to be there with the person that she was with, but they're accountable for the type of protection that they provide for these people when they provide a service like this.
Yeah, now it should be pointed out that these...
and in all respects to the family, first and foremost, you want to say that, prayers to the family. That just sucks they had to go through that. But you're going to have to ask yourself, seriously, like, what more can the guard have done? They can't stand there and watch the conjugal take place. You can't stand there and watch them be intimate. You can't. So if both parties consent for the conjugal visit, he consents to receive, she consents to go there. At that point, what more can you do? You take her phone, you make sure she has no weapons. He's already in there. So you would like to hope, but they do get all kind of weapons and shivs and shanks and all kind of stuff in there, but they probably check him as best they can. And then you put him in a cell. At that point, what more could the prison do? Is my question. What more can they do? I don't think it's much more they can do.
Family visiting units are separate from the main housing unit of the prison. They are not supervised. There is no guard inside of these units. There are no cameras inside of these units. There is a phone, and according to the family, every now and again, a prison staff member would come by and have them check in. They don't think that's enough at all. I asked CDCR if they believe that it's appropriate for somebody to be convicted of 4 murders to be allowed to be alone unsupervised with some.
That's gonna be the problem right there. That's where the family can get them, because a person who's been convicted of murder, you don't even want that person in contact to give them another opportunity. Not one, not two, not three, but four. Yeah. If you ask me, do I think that person would do it again? He's done it 4 times, allegedly. So, yeah, I think he'll do it again.
Somebody who is not incarcerated at the prison. They say that there is a rigorous set of rules that come with these family visits. I just went through the regulations for the California Code of Rehabilitation, and it doesn't say anything about a conviction of the person and what they had. It talks about their conduct in prison. By the way, they're only ineligible for these visits if it was a violent crime against a minor or a family member. So now we will wait to see if they will end up charging him. I did reach out to the Amador County District Attorney's Office. I've not heard back. By the way, those 4 murders were here in LA County in the 90s. And Stephanie, also from Los Angeles.
All right, Mike, thank you so much for that update.
Yeah, the rest of them prisons going to be mad. It's going to be a dry 2025 for them. Conjugals going to get shut down. Shut down. You know, a prisoner be mad, bro. You just, bro, in my conjugal, it's probably the only thing they get to look forward to. Yeah. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm gone.